Hi everyone. Today I'm going to tell you something about Kunti. There are so many characters in Mahabharata, and usually people think that the life of Pitamaha, Bhishma, and Karna was the most tragic one, and their life was miserable. But if you analyze the life of Kunti, just you can see that her life was the most pathetic one. And she sacrificed everything in her life, got nothing. And even ultimately, she went to the forest with her elders, Gandhari and Dhritarashtra. Look, uh, Kunti was the daughter of the Yadava chief Surasen, and that time her name was Pritha. She was very young when she was adopted by the cousin of Surasen. His name was Kunti Bhos. And Kunti Bhos, as he was childless, he adopted Pritha. Now, after coming to Kunti Bhos, her name changed into Kunti. And yes, she was very dutiful and very sincere. Though she was a child, she was very attentive to all the service of her parents. And she was doing every work for her parents. Now, she just remembered one word from her biological mother told her once, ki beta, remember, always keep the name and fame of your lineage and don't let it down. So that is what she kept in her mind, and she was working sincerely. She was a devoted girl. Now, by the grace of Durvasa Rishi, she got one uh, divine mantra and a mala. And that time she was a small kid when she served to Durvasa. And out of curiosity, she just chanted the mantra, and by that she was blessed with a son that was Karna from sun god. But what she could do, she remembered one word from what was told by her mother, just keep the reputation of her parents and your lineage. That is why she was bound to abandon that child. Just remember, everybody said that what type of mother she was. But can you think about it? That she was, by that time, she was not married, she was a young girl. What the society would tell her if she would announce that yes, she has a son without before marriage. That is why she had abandoned that child. Even Karna, when grew up, of course, he came to know about his own lineage uh, after a long time when it was too late. But sometimes he blamed his mother that she was responsible for all type of humiliation. But it was not Kunti's fault, what she could do. Anyways, then Kunti married to Pandu. She came to Hastinapur, and yes, remember that she sacrificed her motherly love and affection, of course, for one, that not to let down the reputation of her parents, and secondly, she was also scared. Anyways, she married to Pandu and came to Hastinapur. In Hastinapur, for a long time, uh, she didn't get any child. So, when she told about this divine mantra, Pandu requested her to use it and get the children. By that time, Pitamaha Bhishma requested Pandu to get to marry another girl. That was a beautiful girl, sister of Salya, whose name was Madri. Madri and Kunti, they were very nice to each other. But one thing, after a while, Pandu was cursed, and that is why he could never get the uh, company of his wives. So he left the kingdom and went to the forest to live a sannyasi life. There somehow, he was attracted by the beauty of Madri, and the moment as he was cursed by a Brahmin, the moment he touched her, he died there only. Now, before that, Pandu already requested Kunti to get the children, and thus Kunti was blessed with three most powerful warrior sons. They were Yudhishthir, Bhimsen, and Arjun. And as per the request of Pandu, she also gave that mantra to Madri, and she got two children, that was Nakul and Sahadev from Ashwini Kumar. However, when Pandu died, that time Madri requested Kunti that, oh sister, you can take care of all the children, and because of me our husband is dead, so let me be sati with him. Thus she died, and all the responsibility came to Kunti only. So think about it. We cannot take care of one or two children. It is so difficult for us. And she single-handedly, she raised 5 children. And yes, not only that, the all type of good qualities were given to them by Kunti only. Anyways, she raised them very carefully, and she raised in such a way that they never felt that they were not one mother's children. Never they thought like that. Besides that, you should think about Kunti. How strong and how skillful she was. She taught them how to be courageous and compassionate, and also righteousness, to be righteous. She always told them to follow the path of dharma. Somehow, when she was requested to come back to Hastinapur with her 5 children, she came back, but there she didn't get any favor from anyone. Well, Pitamaha, Bhishma and Vidura, they are the only 2 persons who always supported her, but not in a full way. I mean, 100% they didn't support, because they were also they had some duties. They were bound to show their loyalty to the throne, to the king, Dhritarashtra. And as you know, so many times Pitamaha Bhishma requested Duryodhana not to do any injustice to Pandavas, but he never listened to him. Well, when Kunti came back with her 5 children, she was very much upset because of the behavior of their cousins, means Pandavas' cousin. These 5 Pandavas, they were always tortured by the Kauravas, means the 100 brothers, the sons of Dhritarashtra and Gandhari. So many times Duryodhana tried to kill them, but Kunti never raised her voice. She knew only one thing, कि if you will follow the path of dharma, ultimately you will get the victory. That was her principle. She never opposed a single word of Duryodhana, but told her children not to be like a coward. She gave them that virtue, that moral sense, that they should behave like a Kshatriya, and they should become more skillful and follow the path of dharma. As you know, Duryodhana was a wicked-minded person, and he was trying to kill the Pandavas. Thus, when Dhritarashtra asked them to go to Varanavata, indirectly to see some festival, though he wanted to kill them, they went there. But somehow, with the help of Vidura, Vidura was a nice person. He loved Pandavas, and every time, whatever Duryodhan was, uh, and whatever plan he was making, if he would come to know, he just informed this Pandava. So he requested Kunti to escape from the Jatugriha, जो लाख Jatugriha secretly, and Kunti did exactly what Vidura told them. Secretly, they all Kunti with all the 5 Pandavas escaped from that lakh griha. First they entered into the, nobody knew that they were alive at that time. They thought that they, all 5 Pandavas with Kunti are dead in that burning. However, Kunti and 5 Pandavas, they entered into Daityavana. Poor fellows, they were from royal palace, but what can they do? They were bound to spend their time in forest, that too as an incognito. Nobody should come to know that they are alive. They spent their time facing so many hardships. But that time also, Kunti gave them courage, pushed them. So you are the brave children. You can keep unity and you keep your qualities, your virtues with you all the time intact. Thus, it seems as if Kunti was a pillar to their success. And whatever they were, even they were so loyal to Kunti, so obedient, whatever their mother was telling, they were obeying. They all were so powerful and so skilled children, but still then they never became they never became arrogant or stubborn. That shows that what was the teaching of Kunti. Look, single-handedly she gave them so much support. Now in the Daityavana, when Bhimsen faced Hidimba, the Asura, he killed him. And Hidimbi, his sister, she fell in love with Bhimsen and requested Kunti that she is eager to marry Bhimsen. Kunti agreed. She was a very intelligent lady also. She thought that if this Hidimbi, and yes, remember one thing, she was a lady. She could understand the love of Hidimbi, though she was a Rakshasi. And she agreed that yes, Bhimsen should marry Hidimbi, because if they will be blessed by child, that child will help them in future. And it happened so. Ghatotkach was the son of Hidimbi and Hidimbi Rakshasi and Bhimsen. Now look, in this disaster, means in that adversity conditions, they could oppose, they could say something to their mother, they would go back. But never they did so. And one must praise the unity of these 5 Pandavas. And even Kunti never asked her children to go and fight with Duryodhana or to say, to use any filthy words. She always told them to respect their elders, even though they did injustice. And truly, all the 5 Pandavas, they always show their respect to Dhritarashtra, Vidura, Pitamaha Bhishma, Kripacharya, and Drona. They are such type of children. That means they were born and brought up with spiritual knowledge, ethical sense, all type of virtue, which were given by Kunti only. A mother is the first teacher of children, and that work was done nicely by Kunti. Well, from one forest to another, they went to Kamyakaranya, and in the Aranya they also faced Bakasura. When Vincent went to kill Bakasura, he, if he would not agree, he would not go to kill Bakasura, but he went only with the command of Kunti. Kunti, because they were staying in a Brahmin's house, and that day was the term of that Brahmin to take the food to Bakasura so that he would eat all the food also and the person who had carried it. So Kunti told Bhimsen to go and help that man. Look, Kunti knew very well what was the strength of her son. And that is why she asked him to go. Bhimsen went there and ultimately Bhimsen killed Bakasura. You know, in forest only, they were staying in disguise. When Draupadi Swayamvar, Arjuna won over Draupadi, they all came happily to give this beautiful message to their mother. But Kunti, without knowing anything, she asked them, because whatever alms they were bringing, they were giving it to Kunti first. And she was dividing the alms among the five and herself. That is why, without knowing anything, she said, ki, share it with all of you. Means, all of you, whatever you have brought, share among yourselves. And look, what a command and what type of obedient children they were. They were stunned at her words. But what can they do? It was their fate. So all the five Pandavas, they married to Draupadi. Here you should notice one thing. Is there anyone who would agree like this type of decision? But they agreed because they had the unity. That is the most important thing. So all the five Pandavas married Draupadi, and that divine lady also was happy with that. First they didn't agree, but after that she was very happy. One thing more I left, out of these five brothers, Vincent was a little bit short-tempered one. But what may come, when the dice game was going on, Yudhishthira lost everything. When he bet Draupadi, that time Bhimsen got so angry that he said, "Oh Sahadev, go and bring the fire so that I will burn the hand of our eldest brother, Yudhishthira." And that time Arjun pacified him. "Oh brother, calm down. Our eldest brother was, we respect him. He is our father, he is our God." So think about it, how their behavior was. Anyways, Bhimsen cooled down and again he gave the same respect as before. One thing, why I am telling about Kunti, ki she took so much pain for whom? Just to get the justice, for nothing else. She wished that her children should live happily as a royal princess, like they should get their due. When Lord Krishna went to Kaurava Sabha and gave the message of King Yudhishthira, that time, what Yudhishthira told him, all of you know that very well. He wanted war and war only. Ultimately, the peace talk was failed and Krishna came back from the Kaurava Sabha. First he straightway went to Kunti and said, "Ki oh mother," means she was actually his auntie, father's sister. "What message should I give to Pandavas?" That time Kunti told him, "Oh Vasudev, oh Krishna, you know my children. Since you are on their side, I don't have any fear. Where there is Krishna, victory is there. You know that my children are followers of Dharma. You are the protector, and why should I protect them? Just tell the Yudhishthira that he is a Kshatriya. So whatever it is, if it is the it is her duty to get back her parental property, because it is his, they are due. They are not begging. They should not live with others' arm because he is a Kshatriya. And they are warriors. Why should be they afraid of anyone? His duty, he was a king, and his duty is to look after his subjects. His duty is to protect his brothers, and his duty is to take care of all subjects in his kingdom. So, Madhava, don't ask him to do any injustice, and don't tell him not to freak out in any danger time, in a bad time. He has to face boldly and behave like a Kshatriya and a warrior. And with that, all the 5 Pandavas should follow the path of Dharma. That is my message that you have to give to Yudhishthira. She also cited so many examples through stories. However, this is the story of Kunti, that passing through so many hurdles, difficult situations, adversities. She had faced so many things, but still then she stood like an iron pillar. She was the one who supported all the Pandavas to carry the good traits. And yes, even Pandavas were, that they were the follower of Dharma, and they obeyed their obedience, and particularly they respected their mother like anything else. And with her, Kunti's skill, you may say skill, or with her power, whatever it is, they got back ultimately. Yudhishthira got back the kingdom, and they lived in the royal palace. Everything had happened. But Kunti was not a greedy fellow. She didn't lived her life in the royal palace. After a certain period, when Dhritarashtra and Gandhari wished to go back to forest to lead a sannyasi life, Kunti followed them. And she also died in the wildfire with Dhritarashtra and Gandhari, in that fire only. So if you think about Kunti, what did she get? She got nothing. Only she wanted justice, and she was fighting against injustice. The injustice which was done by Duryodhana. Pitamaha Bhishma and Vidura tried their best, but still then, directly they couldn't do anything, and ultimately in the Mahabharata war, Pitamaha Bhishma was the Senapati, commander-in-chief, on the first day of the war. He was also duty-bound, and he knew that Pandavas will win, because where there is Krishna, the creator of this universe, obviously victory is in that side. Well, what I said, that truly Kunti is the exactly like an iron pillar who single-handedly raised her children with all type of ethical sense, spiritual knowledge, warfare, and she had also given them proper knowledge of Vedas, Vedanga, scriptures, everything. And there is no person in this 3 world like Yudhishthira. He was that a marvelous king. Thank you so much. Once again, I will tell you some other stories some other days. But in my opinion, I think Kunti was truly the iron pillar and the most unfortunate lady. Thank you. She got nothing.